Jacque, in my walk-off interview with Spencer, he described it as you guys got lucky there towards the end. What changed in that fourth quarter that allowed the Jazz to get on the run? And just what was your message to the group when you had called that timeout of how they could contain them?
Yeah, the big part of it was, first of all, what we take away from this game, which is a lot. I mean, this is we were able to, first of all, go through a lot of things, whether it was inbound at the end of a game, whether it was getting our free throw lineup in, whether it was getting our big lineup in the rebound, whether it's defending at the end of the game. So situations you can't replicate in practice, which is great for us. There's only one winner and one loser in every single game. We won. So we're going to take the win, and we're going to keep this thing moving. What we talked about as a team that we didn't do well, we stopped the clock. So early, we got them in bonus, so they were to get to the free throw line without the clock running. So how did they do that? Well, they just put their heads down and just drove the basketball. So being able to contain the basketball, so having individual defensive pride to keep the ball in front of you was a big reason why they got back in the game.
When you look at what your team was able to do, the three started falling early, and then you guys started missing some shots from downtown, but you were able to find other ways, multiple ways of getting to the rim in the attack mode. What was working well during that time?
Yeah, I think the multiple ball handlers was really good for us. We were really moving the basketball. Mikal had a good stretch where he was able to convert for us, but at the same time, Nick was getting to the rim for us. Spencer was getting downhill. CJ was making plays off the bounce. So it was kind of spread throughout the team, which was a good thing. But give those dudes credit, man, for continuing to play. Well-coached team, I know for sure. And we'll take the win, Megan.
Chuck, I got two. Just after the two missed free throws from Seth, how were you kind of anticipating them setting up for that last shot? Obviously Horton Tucker was taking a lot of their shots, but they were also getting some production from other guys.
Yeah, so no timeout. So that was interesting in the sense of, Nick's not able to be in the game, also one of our defenders, so you got to go with what you have on the floor. I thought overall we matched up pretty well. The ball didn't get into Tucker's hands or Laurie's hands. Off-balance shot with a contest. But I was watching very intently as that thing left his hands, for sure, Alex.
And then just kind of your point, they all count the same, so a win's a win. I mean, you guys are closing in on the 6th seed. Does that factor in how you set up this week with the final, whatever it is, and change 5 games? Or
yeah,
I know you're a day-to-day guy.
Yeah, I am. And this one becomes very interesting just because Minnesota's coming in to play for a lot. And a game that it's going to take a lot for us to play well and to beat those dudes. So we're going to take that game very seriously, line up just like we did tonight. Our starters almost played 20 minutes the first half. So we'll take that same approach. We're trying to win a basketball game. We'll deal with the repercussions after that, but we're going to try to win a basketball game.
You touched on how many minutes your starters are playing in the first half. I mean, was that part of, your thinking in the rotations, and as you're watching the lead slip away, are you thinking, oh, man, maybe I took him out a little bit too early or left him out a little too long?
No, I mean, the 20 minutes in the first half was hopefully the work to give us a double-digit lead, which it did, to give us some confidence for the second half. So I thought, we had played just about Joe, Yuta, Cam, all of the above. So we had extended the rotation in the second half a little bit. So I thought if the game got down to the wire that they would have some legs and some time left in them. So that was the thought of kind of getting a little lead at the beginning of the game and riding that thing hopefully home.
Got a two-part question here for you, Coach.
You're going twofold.
I guess twofold as well. Yeah,
this thing is spreading.
I got one for you. So in the games you guys have won, you've been able to hold an opponent's best scorer to a poor shooting game in the last few games, but also in those games, that second scorer on those teams tends to get off. Just what's the balance there between neutralizing that number one option, but also, I mean, tonight Taylor and Horton Tucker got off too, so what's the balance in that?
Yeah, going into the game, that number one dude, he knows how to score. He's done it before probably, and he can probably continue to do it again. I take a little bit of a football aspect is you're not going to be able to stop the run and the pass. So sometimes we go into a night and Trae Young is not going to get off or Lauri Markkanen is not going to get off. And we're hoping that we can use the other guys on the floor, that if a secondary guy has a good game, then we have to live with some of the consequences. I just think over the course of a game, there's some dudes who are built to make shots, some aren't. In the fourth quarter also, shots may look a little differently. Role players, their shots look a little differently. Those dudes who bring it every night, they can bring it every night. So we want to get that ball out of their hands.
Yeah, kind of building on that. Is there a psychological impact when you're able to take that number one guy out for an opposing team? Does that trickle down to the other guys on the team as well?
Well, we're hoping so. We're hoping that it try to make those other guys make plays that they aren't used to making, and then you ask, can they make those plays over and over again? Maybe a one-off they can, but are they built to do that thing over and over again from the first quarter to the fourth quarter? I'm letting you in on all the secrets, Christian. Man, you're going to know the game plan next game coming out. Huh?
Mikhail had 13 free throw attempts in this game, another 30-point game. Like, I guess, does that just seem normal to you now? And, like, as far as the free throw attempts go, like, what do you think has sort of gone into him being able to get that number up?
Yeah, I think there's an art to getting to the basket and drawing fouls and without flopping or being a detriment to the rules of the game. I thought he turned the corner a bunch of times. He's learning how to receive contact and also be in the shooting motion. So I thought they were really legit fouls that were called tonight. I think he's being smart about when to attack. So you saw there was we were in the bonus. And we just ran a pick and roll at the top of the key, and his guy shoved him. There you go, 2 free throws. And so there's an intelligence also to drawing fouls that he is becoming aware of and just a smarter basketball player. And we want him to shoot double-digit free throws.
Jacque, you got a pair of threes out of Utah tonight, even in a short stint. He didn't have the best shooting month in March, despite the whole year he's had. I mean, given the new guys you're working in, trying to figure a bunch of things out, I guess, how much of his March do you look at as things maybe out of his control with, the fluctuating playing time and whatnot versus maybe some stuff that was on his end?
Utah's minutes all stem from, when he was going through the back issue a little bit. That kind of, we were able to a little bit solidify the rotation when he was out. I think right now, I'll probably put guys in positions where I might throw them in for 2 minutes or 5 minutes and see how they respond. I think that happens in a playoff game. And so is the moment too big for that guy or is it not? I think I'm still figuring that out with some of this group. Can a guy not play a game, play another game, miss a game, and then have impact, be locked in? I'm still figuring that out with this group. And so I'll put some guys in some situations to test them, to be honest with you. All right. Okay, guys.